When we talk about ethnic nationalities in the world, and you go to Asia, you now know that Nigeria's case is a drop in the ocean. Mostly Southeast Asia, they are talking in the billions. But in Nigeria, we're still talking in the hundreds. Because we are multifaceted in terms of ethnicity and nationalities, there seems to be some very seriousness in public governance and other sectors. On this segment, we shall be looking at culture of peace for socio-economic development. That will be the focus of the Igbo Day in the FCT. And the question we ask is, why did they choose culture of peace for socio-economic development? Well, you get to know my guests. Chief Dr. Kachi Iheme, Chairman Jesse A. Global Group Abuja, and Chairman of the Planning Committee of the 2019 Igbo Day in the FCT. And to my far left, I have, good to have you on Insight.
Thank you, Omeni.
Okay, to my far left, I have Mazi Odozi Modozi. He is the President of Ohanaeze Ndigbo of the FCT. Good to have you on.
Thank you, sir.
Insight.
Thank you, my brother.
The big question anybody will ask, what attracted us to bring you people here is, why choose the theme culture of peace for socio-economic development for this year's celebration?
I think promoting the culture for peace and socio-economic development among Ndigbo is very apt at this time. You know, given the precarious position that Ndigbo found themselves in this country now. There are threats, there is violence, there is a threat to recession, there is issues of division between one group of the Igbo people and the other. And you know that Ndigbo are captains of industry, and they are known in the economic platform of this country. So without peace, there cannot be development. Without peace, we cannot socialize. Without peace, we can't even mix with our other co-owners of Nigeria. So we need to get back into the mainstream, and we need peace to build the confidence that we need.
Were you ostracized from the mainstream before? If I may ask you, since you want to get back to the mainstream.
Yeah, it cannot be said to be ostracized, that we are ostracized. No, that would be wrong. But I know that the feeling of, well, are we still part of this project has been on the lips of every Igbo man. Let me stop at that.
Okay, let me talk to Mazi Odozi. He asked a simple question that some Igbo persons feel, are we still part of the Nigerian project?
Good.
In your position as the president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo FCT, what's your position on that?
We are the focal point of the Project Nigeria. Now, if I borrow a little from my brother, where we're coming from is not about being taken out of it, but being kept in a position that is not enviable. If you look at the role the Igbo people have played in the making of Nigeria, in the social, political, and economic angles of the Nigerian state, the Igbos have played pivotal roles, from the quest for independence to the building of the nation Nigeria in terms of building the institutions that make up the Nigerian state. To the unfortunate disconnect in 1966 that snowballed into 70. Now, where we are today in Nigeria, we can see that the Igbos are not part of what is happening.
So now, how do you intend to use this, your theme, culture of peace for socio-economic development, on that day to harmonize these groups you think you have been far away from?
Thank you. Like that. Now, the culture of peace, you're talking of an embodiment, a social network that aims at engendering peace. Without peace, there will be no development. Because if there is peace, the environment will be conducive for trade. The environment will be conducive for discussions. the environment will be conducive for education to grow. Every aspect of the socio-economy will grow. And we've looked at this. That today we have people that are dissatisfied with the way things are going and the way things have been handled. We look at it and say that there must be a synthesis of the antithesis of the thesis. There must be a coming together.
Okay, fine. Let me proceed. That gives me an inkling to the fact that I'm very much aware that you know of the Ubuntu principle. Beautiful. And if I come from the perspective of Ubuntu and what you intend to do on this day, tied to your theme, culture of peace for socio-economic development, it sounds very, very good. What are we expecting?
Well,
mind you, Nigerians were evacuated from South Africa, and somebody from the southeast, a Nigerian, I don't want to mention name, is all over the place. The CEO of Airpeace did not care who was being evacuated. He knew Nigerians were being evacuated, and he did the service, which is being commended all over the country. So what are we expecting on this day, since you are trying to use culture of peace for socio-economic development, so that the aggrieved persons will feel at home?
Like you said, working together is winning together. That is why we have lined up a few projects, a few programs. That's going to be a symposium on the 26th, where this theme will be discussed. The venue is Nikon Luxury Hotels by 5:30 p.m. on 26th. You know, and we ensured that every Igbo man that is involved in this Igbo project will be there. The governors of the whole 7 states that make up Ohaneze are billed to be there. The traditional council, the royal fathers representing the 7, the chairman of the traditional council of the 7 states that are members of Ohaneze Igbo will be there. The senators from Igbo extractions are going to be there, all of them. The members of the House of Reps of Igbo extraction are all going to be there. We are also extending the invitation to even non-Igbos. The commercial giants of Igbo extraction, people like the person you mentioned, Allen Onyema, he will be given a special award in recognition of what he has done.
But given the theme you have given here, I thought I would expect you to mention even a huge gamut of those who I suppose feel aggrieved.
Yes.
To be there so that they know that they are not being knocked out.
I'm just coming. I said,
okay.
In Abuja, for instance, Ohaneze Igbo has 32 Igbo community assemblies covering all the communities, ranging from Abaji to Suleja to Nasarawa, and so we have more than 32 accredited Igbo community assemblies. All of them are.
So what kind of lecture are we expecting on that day at the Nikon Luxury?
Yes, I think my president will be in a position to give you the lowdown of...
okay, let me go to him.
Okay, good. Now, around the topic of the day, we're looking for ways to engender peace. We're looking for ways we want to explore avenues that will open up the doors, not just for Ndigbo alone, but for the Nigerian states. Whether we like it or not, if you don't have peace in your locality, investments will not come in. That's the truth. Now, to the issue of the lectures for that day, scholars like Sam Amadi, the former DG of NEC, will be speaking. And he'll be speaking on a topic that has to do with the post-2019 general elections and the expectations of the Igbos. There must be integration. The issue of politics have ended with the elections. We are now in the era of governance.
So let's say after the elections, what next?
No, beyond politics, we're entering governance. So we're going to discuss that, how it affects the Igbo nation. We're going to look at that. He's going to explore. He's going to bring out the latent ingredients that living in peace, cohabiting in peace, will benefit Nigeria.
As much as it's an Igbo day,
yeah.
And if I find all the major actors Igbo, wouldn't I say it is an Igbo thing?
I'll surprise you.
Okay, surprise
you. We have a package for some people that are not Igbo people. We're not telling you should be there that day. You should be there that day. You should be there that day. We have packages for people. Let me tell you something now.
Okay.
Beyond what Alan Onyama, our brother, did now, he has done something before now. Remember in 2017, there was a quick notice as a result of misunderstanding by some of our brothers that they're not looking between the line very well from the north. So they are asking the Igbos to quit the north. I want to tell you something. Some northerners rose up and say, this is not a Nigerian thing. We commend them. I don't want to start mentioning the name of some governors and some other people, but I want to tell you something. People like Alan played a great role in mitigating that ensuring crisis then. He's not a man of peace for today. He's been a man of peace all along. So we are rewarding him for things that he has done to engender peace.
Okay, let's move on. Maybe I leave it to the two of you.
Go.
What are you going to do something about recent developments? Let me be very specific. There was a sad incident in Germany where former Deputy Senate President was attacked, and it was highly condemned.
Very condemned.
Will you say something about it at that event? Let me hear two of you talk about it. Okay.
Now, the Nuremberg incident is an unfortunate incident. But there's an Igbo proverb that says, because the Anabogoti Otako, I'm making a Zokute nonu. What does it mean? That you are called one that eats kernel doesn't mean you will go about hanging the stone used to break the kernel on your neck. Let me tell you something. We can't disgrace our bests. A child does not lay hands on his father. Ekweremadu, distinguished Senator Ekweremadu, is one of the lights of the Igbo nation. He might not be perfect, but there are mechanisms, internal mechanisms, which we should talk to our elders, and that will look responsible, that will be acceptable globally. Beating our elder is not the best. Yes, I believe our brothers that did that, they have their grievances and they have their way of seeing these things. But I won't surprise you also. Ekweremadu and most Igbo elders have found a place in their hearts to forgive them. And I want to tell you also, and those are our brothers, they've come to realize that they made mistakes. And they are looking for ways, exploring new avenues to reconcile with our fathers. So it is not an issue for that day.
Okay, let me hear from you.
Yes, let me just add to what my president has said. The event of the 29th, the Sunday 29th, is the cultural fiesta. This is where we intend to show our culture of peace that has been there for those Igbos who are still coming up. The young men in the markets who are carrying this we know greed thing on their head. You know, in that fiesta, we are going to show those things that the Igbo man is actually known for. Respect for elders. This is where the traditional rulers coming from the south, from the Igbo states, will now be able to address to the lowest of the low among the Igbo, those who lead this violence whenever it comes, those who are being used, those who they will come, let us go and burn this house. Ndị Igbo do not beat their elders. You take time, even when your father is doing something, you don't look at him in the face and say, Father, you are lying. It is not in our culture. So
in effect, I would say that you are gingering the likes of us and other Nigerians listening to us to be there on that day.
Yes. You are most welcome.
Let me move on now. What will you say in terms of, from your position of saying your culture of peace for socio-economic development, negative utterances by other ethnic nationalities, even within the Igbos. What are your comments about it? Do you welcome it?
Negative utterances in one sense?
Negative utterances generally by ethnic nationalities
My brother,
beyond Ndigbo. Is it a good thing for the peace of Nigeria?
Nigeria is a melting pot of culture. It's a multicultural environment. You don't expect less. But the issue is this. The main thing is that the people that manages our affairs, the government, must have a way of bringing all these cultures together.
As much as that is on, you still find that.
Yes, you must have dissenting voices. You must have people that come up with negative voices. It is a matter of the people in government to show their ability, the willingness to unite those forces, to bring out the things that unite us and not the things that divide us. For us to come together, for us to engender peace, for us to engender unity, and for us to see Adamu the way we see Okafor and the way we see Oluwatoyin somewhere else. We all come together and we know that those negative things will naturally evaporate. America is more heterogeneous than us. But look at the way they live. Because they've cultivated the culture of peace. And today they don't see themselves as Indians. They don't see themselves as Italians. They don't see themselves as Africans. They see themselves as Americans. Even our brothers that are there in America, today they don't see themselves as being from anywhere but from the United States of America. Nigeria, we are born here, so we must all get these things together. That's the way of it. I'm not surprised for you, sir. This year, Igbo Day, for the first time in the history of Igbo Day in the FCT, the indigenous traditional rulers and other non-indigenous traditional rulers in Abuja are being part of what we are doing fully from the 26th.
Yes, okay. I know very well that culture most times relegate the women, and I've not heard of you talk about the women. Are the women not involved?
No, it is all encompassing. If you look at the brand of 2019 Igbo Day, it's showing the typical Igbo woman. You can see in all our insignias for 2019 Igbo Day, you will see the picture of an Igbo woman.
Okay.
So it is all encompassing. You are seeing the Igbo women, they are coming to display what the Igbo women are known for. They are coming to show their beauty, they are coming to show their regalia, they are coming to show the proper way to appear in public. And the way, you will see certain features of Igbo culture that are, that are unknown to very many people.
As much as we try to inject the Igbo Day into it, what really attracted us to this is the central theme. We really want to see it play out, culture of peace for socio-economic development. Before I let the two of you go, what's your projection the next 2 years if all this comes together holistically as a country?
Let me answer it here. You see, you receive what you give. If you give peace, peace comes to you. If you show that your culture is a peaceful culture, your neighbors will also highlight the peace in their own culture. You know, there is no religion anywhere that preaches violence. But it is but nobody has a monopoly of violence. So, but now that we hope that what we are doing will show the people who have other mindsets, other ideas about what the Igbo culture is all about, that know what they're saying, that our violence is not part of us. And that will also help them to show us what their real culture is. And that way, Nigeria will flow. Okay. We have what it takes to be a great country.
Let me hear from Mazi.
For our women, the Igbo society respects women a lot. Without the women, there's no society. Globally. I want to tell you that in Igbo land, the women are the people that runs the show. Because as men, the man is expected to be at the front, getting things to take care of the family. It is the woman that grooms the children. She runs the home front, which is the most important aspect.
So what's your own perspective regarding this, your theme, and bringing Nigeria together even after that day?
Good.
In a few years.
Now, beyond now, we expect to start off a movement where everybody will see ourselves as one, where I can go to Namoda and settle because the people are now receiving peace as part of their culture. And they'll be seen beyond themselves and the people in their immediate environment as their people. They are seeing a broader picture that we are all one and that anybody can be anywhere. Okay. I'm seeing in Nigeria where we've gone beyond the issue of indigenization. I'm seeing in Nigeria where we go beyond politics and we go into governance that will bring in development. I'm seeing in Nigeria whereby there will be no difference between the man from the Atlantic Ocean and the man from Sambisa Forest. Okay. That is what we see.
Why must I, or why do you think that the entire Nigeria should close shop and go for that show that day? Why? What's the big deal, if I ask you?
It is a big deal. It is a big deal indeed, because it will change the psyche of very many Nigerians who think differently about Ndebo. They will now know that together we can win together.
Okay, thank you so much. Culture of peace for socio-economic development was our focus, tied to ahead of the 2019 Igbo Day celebration in FCT. I've been talking with, from my far left, Mazi Odozi Nwodozi, President Ohaneze Ndigbo, FCT. It was nice talking with you.
Thank you, sir.
And also Chief Dr. Kachi Heme, JCA Global Group, Abuja, and Chairman of the Planning Committee. Thanks having you on Inside.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nigerians.
Well, maybe you make a day to be there on that day. Up next on Inside is the interview segment. Don't go away.